Happy Friday. Who's excited that it's Friday? All right. Well, today we are going to be talking about creatine. We tried to do this yesterday. If you watched my live from yesterday, you'll see Cheyenne Wilson, one of my friends, shared about how she lost over 90 pounds within the last 2 years. And we also started to talk about creatine, which was the whole point of our conversation. But my internet did not want to play nice. My phone was having all kinds of issues. So we are going to try again today. I would say take two, but really it's like take four. So this again. Let's see. It's adding Cheyenne right now. Hopefully I put my phone on do not disturb. I took it off the internet. So it's just running on cellular data. Hopefully this is going to work today, Cheyenne.
I hope so. That would be good.
We'll see. I tried all the things, so hopefully this is going to work. But I'm so excited, you guys. If you didn't watch my video yesterday, you're going to want to go back and watch it because Cheyenne talks about her personal journey using intermittent fasting and Thrive Elite to be able to lose and maintain over 90 pounds. So proud of you, Cheyenne. And now she's impacting and helping so many women to do the same. But she and I actually have a similar story. Cheyenne also had a hysterectomy. I'm going to let her share how much she wants to share of her private story. But I heard her say something about creatine the other day, and I had been researching for the last 4 months. I mean, you guys know, if you know me, you know that I love to research before I choose to do anything. And like literally, I have all these like printed things about creatine that I have been researching, and then our company came out with one. And I've seen creatine do so much for my son and for my husband. Now, I want to start with this. Creatine can get a really bad name, and you have to be very careful what kind of creatine you take because it can be very harsh on your kidneys and your liver. And you also need to make sure you're not eating too much protein at once in a meal. There's certain amounts for each person. For me personally, I can't have more than 30 grams at a time for my kidneys. And so I always kind of was nervous about creatine because I've heard some negative things about it. But the reality is my son started on it 2 years ago with a very clean one and has had amazing results. And then my husband had back issues this fall. If you guys know Ryan, you know how much he loves golf, and he wasn't able to play for 4 months while he was healing his back. And his trainer suggested that he get on creatine, and he had huge results from it. So when our company came out with, in the middle of me researching if I should be using this as a woman because of the joint issues and things that happen to women during menopause, they came out with this product. And what I love about it is it's not just the creatine in it. It also has creatine monohydrate, which is the most important one to have, BCAA, beta-alanine, I'm probably butchering all these words, L-glutathione and L-glutathione, which I was using both those products as well. So super excited about these, and I'm gonna let Cheyenne share a little bit about what she's noticed, the things that she's already learned about it as well, and then we'll discuss a little bit about what I've been noticing just the last week of being on it.
Okay, well, thanks so
Thanks for
much,
being on.
Blair. Yes, let's pray that this keeps going. So, first of all, when we were at Thrive Palooza in New Orleans, it's been a few weeks ago. This is when they launched these products. And I will tell you guys that I didn't have high expectations because I'm not a workout person, right? And I have a lot of women that I work with on the daily that are not workout people. However, I am a ranch woman and I do walk a lot every day. Obviously, losing that much weight, you do need some exercise. And I do want to let everyone know you do not need to work out to lose weight. That's another topic. But creatine. So when I heard about it, I was like, well, we have amazing gummies. I love the sleep gummies, love the immune gummies, the collagen gummies. So I was really excited about that product. Also, the oxygen capsules caught my eye, the post-workout, because I'm always trying to increase my protein levels. Now, I don't have the kidney issues that you do, Blair, so I'm always trying to increase protein where I can. Actually,
Yes.
we raise beef, so of course I'm trying to get most of my protein naturally, but if I can use a post-workout that's full of protein, great. But for me, it started with the creatine gummies. We got to sample them at the VIP party in New Orleans, and they're like a pretty blue color, and I was like, oh my gosh, these are amazing. They just chew up so nicely, and it's like a blue raspberry to me. I don't know if
Yes.
that's what the flavor is, but
I
because they're
literally
blue,
say that. I say it's like
yeah.
blue candy. Tastes like
Yeah,
blue candy.
yeah, so good. And honestly, I didn't expect a whole lot.
Yeah.
I was like, well, if I go work, my body by exercising, walking every day, and you guys, I walk about 3 to 5 miles a day. That's what I do. I'm actually in a half marathon this Sunday, so I'm really going to be putting these to the test. But I overdid it a little bit yesterday, so I'm kind of regretting that, but it'll be fine. I'm not going to not make it. Even if they have to drag me across the finish line, I'm going to make it. But so the creatine really caught my eye, and I started researching it because I'm a lot like Blair. I want to know what's going into my body. I never used to be that person. I used to just do whatever, right? Well, then I started learning about food quality. I am a certified health coach. I have been for 5 years. I'm in a master's program. I'm actually going into functional nutrition after that. So I'm learning a lot about food and about, you know, things that we put in our bodies that we don't even second guess. You know, we just go through the drive-through line, or we grab the bag of chips and then we wonder why we feel like garbage, you know? So creatine gummies, I thought, well, I'm going to take these and I guess it'll help me build muscle, because that's what I thought creatine was. But what I have experienced, Blair, and literally when I did that first live video, I was 5 days on doing 2 gummies a day. And I literally was almost in tears at what it was doing for me so far. So first of all, yes, I had a hysterectomy in November, and I've had a lot of issues with my recovery. And it was not, and I don't mean to downplay anyone, it was not just a simple hysterectomy. I actually had 4 surgeries in one, and I went through the ringer. So my biggest problem was that I talk a lot about quality sleep, because when you're on a weight loss journey, sleep and stress levels are so important to keep in check. But I always thought to myself, I sleep pretty good. I'm a good sleeper. Like, I don't have any major issues. I used to have sleep apnea, so I don't have that anymore because of all the weight loss and being better. But I was like, I'm getting up to go to the bathroom 2, 3, 4 times a night. And I'm actually working with a pelvic floor specialist. And the other day I was telling her about these creatine gummies, and she's a thriver, so good on her. She doesn't thrive under me, but I'm just happy whenever I meet somebody who knows how awesome our products are. And I said to her, I said, I am almost in tears because when I started taking these, I haven't gotten up one time in the night. And she says, well, let me ask you something. Do you get up because you have to go to the bathroom? Like, that sense of urgency is waking you up? Or are you waking up simply because, or you're going to the bathroom because you woke up? Like, you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm awake, I guess I better go to the bathroom. And I sat there for a second and I go, you know what? It's the latter. I don't wake up because I have to go to the bathroom. I'm just waking up, randomly waking up and then going, oh, well, I'm up, better go. So she says, well, and I said, I haven't gotten up one time. And she says, well, that totally makes sense. And I was like, well, why? She said, because the bladder is surrounded and controlled by all kinds of intense muscles. And I was like, are you kidding? Get out the front door. So she left the room because I was changing and getting ready for our appointment. She comes back and she said, you are not going to believe this, but I just looked. She's in some sort of a health app as a health professional. And she said, I just logged in there and typed in creatine, and it came up right first that creatine is being studied for women's pelvic floor health because of the benefits that it helps with that. So that was the first thing, Blair. I feel so rested now, and I never realized that I wasn't getting quality sleep. I just assumed, yep, I'm in bed 8 hours, I'm doing good, but I wasn't. Yeah. And I've heard from so many women that are like, yeah, I've had a couple kids, and guess what? I'm up every night going to the bathroom, and I never thought that I wasn't getting quality sleep because I'm AKA in bed for 8 hours. Well, just because you're in bed for 8 hours doesn't mean you're getting quality sleep. Mm-hmm. The other thing, then this is a really important thing for me. I have a lot of trauma, abuse, stuff like that in my past. And so I don't remember a lot of things. Even in adulthood, I don't remember certain things. I always thought it was my brain protecting me. Like, just, you know, it's keeping the bad stuff away. And so it's going to take some of the good stuff too, right? And I just thought that was a kind of a handoff that I had to do. But what's weird about these gummies is that one night I was laying in bed, and this was 5 days in on this. I was laying in bed, and all of a sudden this vivid, great memory came back to me from when I was about 8th grade. I'm 50 years old now, so do the math. I mean, 30 plus years ago, right? And I'm almost 40 plus years ago. I'm sitting here and I'm going, oh my God, I have not thought of that since I was probably that age. And all of a sudden, all of these good memories started coming back. And I literally was almost hyperventilating thinking about it the next day, because I'm like, what else is happening here? Like, whoa. And so I started doing research on creatine and cognition, the brain activity, and what it actually does. And creatine is actually used for the elderly, people who are in dementia and dealing with Alzheimer's and things like that. And my mind has been completely blown, play on words there, if you want to say it. I can't even. Like, I am remembering things. I don't have to have a note or a list. I walk into a room, I remember why I'm there. And if it's as simple as taking 2 creatine gummies a day, I can totally do that. I also feel this greater sense of well-being, maybe because I'm getting better sleep. I don't know, but my brain is working better. And the more research that I do on creatine, I'm literally blown away. And we raise beef, you guys. It's not like I don't eat red meat, because creatine is in red meat, right? So whatever it is, I'm telling, get you some, because this stuff is absolutely amazing. So that's what I have to say about it.
You brought up some great points. So if you are more plant-based like I am and you're not eating red meat, this is also another reason why creatine is so important. And that I've been hearing a lot about that, because I'm in a lot of menopause groups and a lot of us are more plant-based. So I love that you brought that up, because that was one of the things that I've been researching about. And the cognitive support, I'm so glad you brought that up too, because I totally forgot that I read that in one of the studies that I was reading. But I also want to hit on this. So as you go through menopause, your bones, your bone density will get, you have issues with bones. It's very normal for women during menopause. It's why you'll see a lot of blogs and information and podcasts about getting into weightlifting if you're not lifting weights during menopause, because it is really important. Your bones can get very brittle. So there's a couple things I want to challenge you guys to do. And I would love for you to go get yearly blood work. Are you getting that deep dive blood work to know, like, what are my kidney levels? What are my liver levels? Where are my hormones at in my body? What is my calcium like in my body? What is my vitamin D? What is my vitamin B? All these different things. And if you follow me and you take any of our products or Cheyenne, this will help show you on a piece of paper what these products are doing for you. So I love it when I get a new customer and I say, hey, if you haven't had blood work in a while, ask your doctor to give you a full panel and include all these things in it. Go get your blood work before you start on Thrive next week, and then see your levels after 6 weeks of being on these products, because it's pretty unbelievable. Same thing with Her Daily Support, which is a holistic approach to hormone health. I take that every day. I get my blood work done every 4 months, and to see what it has done for me has been incredible. Now, bone density is something I get done every other year because of my hysterectomy, and also because of my chemo, to just make sure my bones aren't getting more brittle, because I was young going into hysterectomy, and it was my doctor recommended it. And so my insurance pays every other year for it. So I'll be having mine coming up in a couple weeks. But calcium alone is not enough, guys. And I think that there's this old thing that's out there, and people think, okay, if I just take 2 calcium pills every day, I'm good to go, right? Well, the reality is that's actually not true. And my blood work just showed that I had too much calcium in my body, which can also be an issue. So I had to pull back on my calcium pills that my oncologist wanted me to take since being off of chemo. So it's really important to get your blood work checked. But what I'm excited about is this is going to help my bone density without putting more calcium into my body, which right now I can't have extra calcium in my body. I have too much on my blood report. And I wouldn't have known that if I hadn't taken that step to kind of deep dive a little deeper. And by the way, your insurance pays for most blood work, right? So it's worth it if you have insurance to get that done. So also, you guys, creatine can help not only with our bones, not only with our, mind and our memory, like Cheyenne shared, with our muscles, our bladder, which is super important, but it also can help with some of the symptoms that you might feel from menopause. And they're finding these amazing results right now. So it's worth giving it a try for 30 days, see what it can do for you. If you're friends with Cheyenne, ask her how you can hit the easy button and just order these puppies up. They're so inexpensive. I think it's $30. It's crazy. So inexpensive. It's a great way, and they're easy to take. Pop 2 gummies in your mouth, you're done. So much easier than like my son who uses powder. I'm trying to get him to move over to these. It's hard to convince somebody when they've had good results, right? I'm trying to convince him to use these because he loves our post-workout drink. He's like, holy cow, the macros are amazing. I love it. He loves the way he feels after. So now this is my next thing I got to try to get him on. So anything else, Cheyenne, that you want to share? I know you're just like such a huge wealth of knowledge, and I'm so thankful that you were willing to share today.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you having me on. And I just think, like, especially because that's my scope of practice, is menopausal women. I mean, that's the group of people that I'm helping with my health coaching practice. So many women are noticing that what they did 5 years ago no longer works, excuse me. And it's like somebody said to me, they can't even get into their shorts from last summer and they've changed nothing. And it's like, that is one of the things that we as women have to deal with. But you are not stuck there, and it does. HDS is one of those amazing products that can help you. Even the creatine gummies can help you. I am an intermittent faster, so I am actually regulating my circadian hormones. And there's a whole list of those, you guys, but many of them are, there's hunger hormones, there's thyroid hormones, there's all the things. Insulin is a hormone. A lot of people don't know that. So there is a great way that you can utilize the Thrive products with that lifestyle and really do yourself some good. And honestly, it's how our ancestors used to live. They didn't have a Starbucks and a McDonald's on the corner. They also weren't putting a lot of processed garbage in their bodies. You know, I call it frankenfood. I mean, if you can't go outside and pick it on a bush or dig it up out of the ground or, you know, whatever, you're not doing yourself any favors. However, we are Americans. We're going to have those things happen because that's just the way it is. But we can do better. And the 3 steps,
Yes.
I mean, that is honestly the way that our bodies can truly, I mean, kind of have that defense mechanism about all the stuff going on in our lives, from stress to lack of sleep to lack of energy, and it's all rolled into one. You add menopause on top of that, and it's like the perfect storm. So we have what you need to combat that, and it's just such an awesome thing. So I love being on here with you, Blair. You're an amazing person too, and I've loved knowing you over the last almost 10 years. So anyway,
I know,
if we
it's
can help,
crazy.
yeah, if we
One
can help
quick
one
question.
person.
When do you take yours, Cheyenne?
So-
Because on the bottle, it does say, somebody just asked that, and on the bottle, it does say to take an hour before you work out, but like, I don't work out every day. I only lift weights 3 days a week. And like today is a rest day for me. I'm not even going to go for a walk.
Right.
So what do you do on days like that?
So I walked 10 miles yesterday in preparation for this half marathon, and my knee is really hating me today. So I'm off today and tomorrow, and then Sunday I'll be booking it. But since I'm an intermittent faster, you have to be really careful. There's a right way to fast and a wrong way to fast. And anybody who says fasting doesn't work for them is doing it the wrong way.
Yeah.
I do them in the afternoon during my eating window, but I always do them post-workout. It's my reward for busting a move. Like, I come back and I do those. I do the immunity gummies. I don't know that I need them because of all the pre and probiotics and gut health that's in our 3 steps, but it's a reward, and it's a healthy reward. I don't eat candy. I try not to eat junk like that. So that's what I do. I do it in the early afternoon, and it's a treat. It really is. And I know I'm doing something good for my body. So
that's awesome. Yep. And I take mine an hour before I go work out, or like today, I just took them actually right before we got on. So I broke my fast with my lifestyle mix and a little extra protein. And then I just took 2 of these.
Yep.
So I wouldn't forget. So I think you guys, as long as you get it in, right? It's not a big deal. So thank you so much, Cheyenne. I love your heart and passion for helping other people. And I'm so thankful that you said yes to sharing today. So thank you.
Thank you. And I'm so glad our video worked today.
I figured it out. My husband was like, you got to turn it on, do not disturb, and turn off the internet, because then it won't matter, right? So that was the key.
Got it. Well,
all right, guys. Have a
Friday.
great day. Happy Friday.
Bye.